This is not just a story of gods and angels. It is a story about you. In the beginning, before time was woven, there was only light, a singular, unbroken consciousness, a vast, silent ocean of pure being. This light knew no other, for there was no other. It was complete, perfect, and alone in its own eternal glow. Within this ocean of light, you existed, not as you are now, a separate drop, but as the ocean itself. You were the light. There was no shadow, no fear, no doubt, for there was nothing to cast a shadow upon. But a whisper stirred within this perfect stillness, a new thought, a question never before asked: what am I? To know itself, light had to see itself, and to see there must be something other than the self. So, from the heart of its own being, the light imagined a reflection. It willed a part of itself to stand apart, to become a mirror. This was the first dawn, the first separation. A being of glorious light, so brilliant it almost rivaled the source. It was the first sun of the morning, the first thought made manifest. The mirror shattered into countless pieces, each piece a soul, a fragment of the original light, now lost in the newly formed darkness. Each fragment, each soul, carried with it a memory of the original light, but it was veiled, hidden beneath layers of shadow. And you, a shard of that magnificent, broken mirror, began your long journey through the twilight. You were cast into the realm of form, of time and space, of birth and death. The universe you now know was created as a great stage for this journey of remembrance, a place where shadow and light could dance, where you could learn, forget, and remember again. You built worlds of dust and dreams. You fell in love, you experienced loss. You fought wars over land and ideas, all the while searching for something you felt was missing, but could not name. You looked for the light in others, in power, in knowledge, in things. But you were looking outside for what could only be found within, for the light was never truly gone, it was only hidden. This moment still echoes within you, in that quiet feeling of longing, that ache for a home you can't quite recall. But here is the truth rarely spoken. The shadow was never your enemy. It was a teacher. You could not know the warmth of light without the cold of darkness. You could not appreciate unity without the pain of separation. You could not understand forgiveness without first experiencing betrayal. The shadow was the very tool that allowed you to rediscover your own strength, your own compassion, your own divinity. It was the contrast needed to see the light that you are. The great journey of humanity, your personal journey, is not a punishment for a forgotten sin. It is a sacred pilgrimage. It is the story of the light learning to find itself again, piece by piece, soul by soul. Every act of kindness is a mending of the mirror. Every moment of forgiveness is a closing of the gap. Every time you choose love over fear, You are calling back a lost fragment of yourself, of God, to the whole. You are turning your face back to the source. And this is why this story matters now, more than ever. You are a shard of the divine mirror, and your purpose is not to mourn your brokenness, but to shine so brightly that you help all the other pieces find their way back to the whole. The first light did not cast a shadow in anger, but in a divine act of love, so that it could one day experience the joy of returning to itself. Your life, with all its struggles and all its beauty, is that return. You are the hero of this story. You are the prodigal child, the lost sheep, and the triumphant king. You are the light, learning to cast away the shadow, not by fighting it, but by filling it with yourself. Remember this is your rebirth.